Welcome to Webstar Plus. Do you need jQuery in your JavaScript projects? Should you even learn jQuery at this point? Let's find out. I've got this HTML document. We have got container, a div with class container. We have got heading 1, h1 with id first hyphen heading. We have got a paragraph with class 1, heading 2, paragraph with class 2, heading 3, paragraph with class 3. And then we have got jQuery linked at the end of document. And we have got custom.js scripts file linked with the document. Here is the output. This is our console. Okay, jQuery came out in 2006. It was designed to handle browser incompatibilities and inconsistencies and to simplify HTML DOM manipulations, event handling, animations, and Ajax. For more than 10 years, jQuery has been the most popular JavaScript library, which made things easier for JavaScript developers. After JavaScript version ES6 in 2015, most of what jQuery offers can be done with a few lines of standard JavaScript code, vanilla JavaScript code. So yeah, jQuery may not be needed, but it is still very popular JavaScript library and it is not going anywhere. jQuery has got a best friend named as WordPress. To completely ignore jQuery, you will have to ignore WordPress. That you cannot. But in this tutorial, let's look at some of the repetitive tasks that we do with jQuery and then see how vanilla JavaScript can do it. I will also share a shortcut that can replace jQuery with vanilla JavaScript code in your projects. You can do anything in vanilla JavaScript very easily, what jQuery used to offer. Here are some of tasks done side by side in jQuery and in vanilla JavaScript. We can select elements in jQuery like this. $, element with class 1, and we don't need this 0, and paragraph with class 1 was selected. Or we can use something like paragraph and then first element, and we have selected paragraph with class 1. Or we can do something like paragraph colon first of type, and paragraph 1 was selected. And we can also select all elements in jQuery by using something like $, and then let's select paragraphs. And here, as you can see, 3 elements were selected. Paragraph with class 1, paragraph with class 2, paragraph with class 3. If we have to do it in JavaScript, we can select one element in JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript like this, document.querySelector P. It will select first paragraph in document P class 1. To select all elements with a tag or class, we can use querySelector all in JavaScript, document.querySelector all P. It will select all paragraphs. Node list 3. 3 elements were selected. I use document.querySelector. There are other selectors as well, like document.getElement by ID. And we selected first heading. We have got document.getElements by tag name and then tag name inside. All elements with tag name P, paragraph, were selected. Then we have document.getElements by class name. And the element with class name was selected. But I prefer document.querySelector, which gives me access to HTML tag, ID, and class by only mentioning querySelector. like document.querySelector and then ID, and then document.querySelector paragraph or tag name, then document.querySelector class name. So querySelector is fine by me. So I like querySelector. In jQuery, we can remove elements from DOM by using remove method. So this is class name dot remove. Enter and see paragraph 1 was removed. This is paragraph 2, this is paragraph 3, 1 was removed. In JavaScript, we can do the same. Let's remove this paragraph. In vanilla JavaScript, document.querySelector2, we selected the paragraph, and then dot remove method will work in vanilla JavaScript. And as you can see, paragraph 2 removed, only 1 remaining. Refresh the page. In jQuery, we select parent element like this. This is the class name dot parent. Enter, and we selected the container. It has got this container. In JavaScript, we can do it like this: document.querySelector. This is the class name, and then dot parent node, and div.container. Div with class container was selected. Parent container, parent div or parent element selected. We can set text content. In jQuery, to set text, we do it like this. Let's say for this heading 1, we change it text to heading 1 modified. Enter, and the heading was changed. To do it in JavaScript, we do it like this: document.querySelector, and we selected the heading h1 dot text content equals sign modified using JS. Enter, and the heading was changed. We can get the text content in jQuery like this: heading 1 dot text modified using JS. This is the heading. To do it in JavaScript, we can do it like document.querySelector heading 1 dot text content, and here is the heading content, text content. We can set HTML content in jQuery by using something like this. We selected the paragraph with class 1, and for its HTML, we are setting this content in jQuery or by using jQuery. And you see this paragraph was changed. This was added as HTML. And in JavaScript, we can select the element document.querySelector1. This is the paragraph 1 dot inner HTML equals sign, and here is our HTML. Enter, and this HTML was set using JS. JS can set HTML. We can get the HTML content in jQuery. Heading 1 dot HTML modified using JS. We can do so in JS also: document.querySelector h1 dot inner HTML. Refresh. So we can check if DOM is ready in jQuery by using something like this: jQuery document.ready function, and here is a simple console log statement. And in JavaScript, we can check DOM loaded in JavaScript like this: window.add event listener, DOM content loaded. And then here is the console statement. Save, and here is the output: DOM loaded says vanilla JavaScript, and then DOM is ready says jQuery. To check DOM is loaded, use this method in jQuery and this method in vanilla JavaScript. Always check when DOM is ready and put all of your scripts in it. Do this when working with vanilla JavaScript and jQuery, not with React.js or such libraries and frameworks having different mechanism for that. We can show hide elements in jQuery like this. Heading 1, hide. This is heading 1. And let me show you, this is heading 1. Enter, and heading 1 was gone. It is there, but it has now style of display none. In JavaScript, we can do so. Document.querySelector heading 2, style.display none. And this will be gone. 2 elements are hidden now. To show elements in jQuery, we can use h1 heading dot show, and heading 1 appeared. Basically, this style was removed, that was display none. Similarly, in JavaScript, we can do so like this: document.querySelector, and we selected heading 2, dot style dot display null, and the heading 2 appeared. And both elements are visible now by using jQuery and by using JavaScript. Now we can fade in, fade out by using jQuery. It's actually pretty simple by using jQuery. So heading 1, fade out, and see it faded out. And then heading 1, fade in, and it appeared again. In JavaScript, it's simple also. We've got this style fade in with opacity 1, and then some transition. And fade out has opacity 0 with transition. So we've got 2 classes, fade in and fade out. We will switch these classes in JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript, using vanilla JavaScript to hide or show elements, to fade in, fade out elements in vanilla JavaScript. So document.querySelector heading 1, classless.add fade in, and then document.querySelector heading 1, classless.remove fade out. Well, this will fade in the element that is now already visible. We will use this document.querySelector heading classless.add. We are adding fade out class and removing fade in class. Enter, and it disappeared. And see, we've got the class fade out. And for fade in, we will add class fade in and remove class fade out from heading or from the element. Enter, and the heading appeared. We can apply CSS styles to HTML elements using CSS method in jQuery. Like, we have selected the paragraph with the class 1, and for its CSS method .css, we are increasing its font size, and font size increased. And for multiple properties, we can do it like, we will select the element, and then for its CSS font size 50, this is number, and then color red, and we will use the object. Key value pairs are separated by comma in object. Enter, and the multiple CSS properties were applied. See, font size 50px, color red. This was by using jQuery. And in JavaScript, document.querySelector 1, style.font size 22 pixels, and style was decreased in vanilla JavaScript. And for multiple CSS attributes in JavaScript, do something like this. Document.querySelector heading 1, we selected the heading 1, and set attribute style, and here is the style. like we do in CSS. We are setting its attribute, style, and value is this one. Enter, and as you can see, this style was changed for heading 1. There is also a very cool way to set multiple styles to element in JavaScript. Let's change this heading to. First, we will declare an object. Let new styles, and here are our styles. Key values separated by comma. For keys, we have used double quotes. So enter. Now we will use object assign. First, we will select the element document.querySelector heading 2, dot style, comma, and then we will assign it this object that has got properties, new styles. Enter, and you see this heading changed. It's object.assign. Select the element and dot style, apply the styles that are declared by using object. We can add or remove class from element in jQuery like this. For example, let's add a class. Let's refresh this. So this is the heading h1 without any class. To add a class to h1 dot add class, and this is the class that will be added. Enter, and you see WSP was added. And to remove class, we'll have to use remove class method in jQuery, and the class was removed. By using vanilla JavaScript, we can do something like document.querySelector h2, we selected heading 2, and then class list.add WSP. Enter, and for heading 2, WSP was added. And to remove this class, we will change add to remove method. Enter, and the class was removed from heading 2. To append elements using jQuery, we do it like this. We selected the element 2. This is the paragraph 2. And we are appending some HTML. This was appended. Enter. And as you can see, this was appended here. And to do similar, in vanilla JavaScript, we do something like document.querySelector, and we selected this too. Again, this paragraph, and we are using dot insert adjacent HTML before end. And this is the HTML that we are appending. Enter. JS can do this too. This was appended. So there are many ways to do a single thing. And here is the resource that will help you replace anything in jQuery to its JavaScript alternative code. Go to You Might Not Need jQuery website, search for the method in jQuery, you will find how to do it in vanilla JavaScript. Fade in jQuery, fade in vanilla JavaScript, and this is fade out, hide, show, add class, after, append, before, clone, contains selector, each, empty, filter, find children, find elements, get attributes, get height, get HTML, get outer HTML, get style, get width, everything is here. Very good resource. But there is even more easy way. Search for jQuery to JavaScript converter. There are many online tools that can convert jQuery code into vanilla JavaScript code. For example, this tool, Convert jQuery tool. Here is the jQuery code. append, and this is our HTML, convert, and here is the converted code. Very easy. There are many more jQuery to JavaScript converter tools available to help you convert JavaScript code. So jQuery is great, use it by all means where it makes your life easy. But it is always good to see how can you do things when you do not have jQuery in your project. Okay, I hope it helped. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.